And we're on! Raconteurista, podcast number 5,389.
It's a new record.
No, I did look up. There was 52. It's kind of funny. YouTube has 52, while Buzzsprout on the podcast has like 13.
Huh.
So apparently our leading man good looks are paying off here on YouTube.
Who would have thought? I guess ugly's back in style.
ugly homie, and for my case, short. It's all there. It's all good. All good.
Got it all.
Yeah.
You're the everyman.
Yeah.
The underdog.
There we are.
The bottom.
All right. I got a little surprise for you, though.
Yo.
You ready?
Well, lay it on me.
Are you ready?
Oh, I do.
It's visual.
I hope I can Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen.
The Raconteurista shirt.
The world premiere.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And you did it.
And here's for you.
And you did it.
There's your Raconteurista shirt.
That dang thing.
There you go.
Oh, this is some really nice
Man.
fabric, ladies and gentlemen.
And on top of that, you also got yourself your own personal snake taint. There it is, kids.
That's
Look
too
at
good.
it.
Snake taint.
Snake taint
Snake taint.
t-shirt.
You
Snake
know,
taint
you
t-shirt.
better get on this bandwagon when it's just getting started.
Snake taint t-shirt there for you, my friend.
There
Yes.
won't be room on the wagon for you long.
Yes.
The bandwagon is small.
We have it now. So you folks at home, if you want a Raconteurista t-shirt, let us know. We'll work something out. We'll figure something out on that.
Weird.
So Dave's putting it on, not even missing a beat, man. Just right off into it.
This is it.
Hell yeah.
This is the new look, ladies and gentlemen.
Screw that pandemic bullshit. This is a way to live life, man.
What did I do that was... What did I do that... What? Yeah, screw the pandemic.
Screw the pandemic. Yeah.
That's what it wants.
Yeah. But remember, there's our snake tank, the
Snake
t-shirt, rocking it.
L Snake Tank.
There
Greatest
we are.
hits coming up.
There
Greatest
we
hits
are.
record. Right off the shoot.
Right out. Oh, by the way, you want to know my snake tank hit for this week?
Yeah.
Okay. He taint heavy, he's my brother.
That's a good one.
There we are.
Yeah,
There we are.
that's really good.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And you want to know something else? This week with my friends on my texting,
Yeah.
we were laughing and Tank came up, and actually it came up because it was started off with we were making fun of Gwyneth Paltrow and her vagina steamers that she sells on Goop.
Well,
We're making fun of that, and my sister came up with a phrase. She goes, vagina steamers. She goes, why don't they make tank crimpers? Tank cripper. And I started laughing. I go, tank cripper. I go, that could be anything. It could be like a wrestling hold. It could be a punk rock band.
Tank cripper.
Tank cripper.
I mean, that is a product that I want to see some drawings on. I mean, it could be, it could be sort of like a, it would just be a big eyelash crimper.
Yeah. I go, tank cripper could also be like a horror movie, in more ways than one probably, So Texas Chainsaw Tank Crippers, something
Tank
like that.
crypt. Yeah, the tank crypt.
I just was, so Tank Cripper came up. Tank Cripper.
Tank. Oh, we already did Tank talking about love. Of course, that was one of the first ones. Hey, Brian, me and my friends, I don't know if I told you about this. We invented a game at a party, a music game.
Oh, yeah?
Called Narcissistic Love Songs.
Narcissistic love song?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
And so what all you do is you substitute the object of your affection for yourself.
Is you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so,
like I Can't Stop Loving Me?
Perfect example.
Yeah, okay.
And we had some really good ones. I came up with, I'm so vain, I probably think this song is about me.
That was perfect, man.
My friend Steve had got the best one, though.
What was that?
He got the, let's see. Let's see. knocking me out with those American thighs, and I shook me all night long. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yes, I shook me all night long. I really shook me.
Oh my
That's
God.
a good one, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Once you
man.
start thinking about it, they kind of write themselves.
Oh man.
Narcissistic love songs.
Narcissistic love songs. Let me think here for a second on that. I'm trying to think of what would be on those. Yeah.
Once you start thinking about it,
It just
it's like,
goes, yeah. I'll say,
something in the way I move. And you sing that like the Frank Sinatra now.
I'm gonna go totally out here and go Grease. I'm the one that I want.
Yeah, right. yes.
My old go-to.
Perfect.
My old go-to.
Yeah.
Musicals. What? I got a million.
Oh yeah, no, it's never-ending fount of. Yeah.
Give me some Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta. God, I got it. I'm rocking.
Or I'm once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love me.
Okay,
I mean,
I got to start drinking on that one. Here.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, what do you want? I got a new selection, and like Dave told me.
And
Dave told me, put it towards the camera.
Yeah.
Put it towards the camera. So
Yeah.
I'm learning.
That way you know who to blame when things go out
exactly.
spiraling out of control.
Exactly. So
And I have, by the way, a surprise that I'm going to break out later.
Okay.
A little later,
Okay.
because this is
sounds good.
this is something special. It's going to. Well, we'll talk about it later.
All right. Well, sounds good. Well, then, if we're going to do this, let's do a little of the Desert
I
Door
like
Texas Sultal.
Is that your mesquite blend?
Yes. Yeah.
I tell you what, that I didn't rave about it as much as I should have last time. Because I do think it's very, very interesting.
Pretty cool little.
And it has that.
Pretty cool little infusion.
It has that personal BFR. Wait,
BFD.
wait. What's your initials?
BNF.
Oh yeah, BNF. Isn't that those trash? Are those trash bins? BNF. I'm pretty sure.
I'm kind of bummed out it's not toilets.
No,
it could be more appropriate.
It could be porta potties.
It could be. I would love a porta potty, or if BNF glory holes, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
You know what's worse than working a glory hole?
Bugger no foundlings.
You know what's worse than working a glory hole? I think it'd be the manager of a glory hole. Have to have other people bitching about working there.
Well, you just don't listen. I mean, if you're the manager of a glory hole, I imagine.
I can't imagine that you start taking real stock of your life.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, man. I mean, who knows? But for the grace of God.
Sliding doors, man.
Yeah, it's it's
That just cracks me up. That just cracks me up. Yeah, just go in that room. Yeah, in that hole. Just pop it
yeah.
in
I
there.
bet. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't
in the wall. Just put that in the sheetrock.
Listening wouldn't be the. That wouldn't be a job you'd expect like a great listener, a great empathic, sort of fair-minded middle management.
Middle management wouldn't care. They couldn't care. You know.
They don't care.
I know, never. How you like that? Pretty good.
I love it.
I didn't know mesquite beans had such a flavor.
I didn't either, but I guess that's why they barbecue.
Yeah, well.
That's why they use it for barbecue. Do you use it for barbecue?
No, it burns too hot.
Yeah.
It gets too hot, and it puts out a little bit more like kind of blackish smoke. So it doesn't give as much flavor as I like it. But I mean, I use it. But I'm also very much like you barbecue. You use the wood in your region. Like here we're oak, right?
Yeah.
So I use oak. If I'm in East Texas, I'm using pecan. If I'm in West Texas, I'm going to use mesquite.
That's what you call that terroir.
What's that? Oh, that's a nice word.
That's a
man.
French term. It's like the
Man.
you can taste the terroir.
Oh, whoa.
It means like it's of the region or something. Like you can taste the
Man.
yeah.
Ooh la la!
Yeah.
That is quite the little phrasing there, my friend.
We like to be educational here on Raconteurista.
Well, I mean, you got to.
The word of the day is terroir.
got a pretty good. You've got a pretty good grasp of words. I'm not as good. When I play Scrabble, I'm like happy when I get the word "the."
Yeah.
You know, I'm like yeah.
Yeah.
I've been every morning now. They do have these 4 word Scrabble words. You got to pick them out, and I actually do try to do it. And it's kind of funny because my vocabulary is so limited compared to most folks out there.
Well, you're an author, though. How can that be?
Yeah, well, because I write small words. That's why. You know.
A lot of the same ones over and over.
The way I write now with my books is the same way I did in high school for word count. It's like I wanted to get like a lot of words in. Not big words. I'm just word count.
Not necessarily the right words.
No.
Just
I am trying to read right now David Foster Wallace, The Infinite Jest. Is that what it is? Infinite Jest. I'm trying to read that right now, and boy,
that's heavy, man.
Oh man, you talk about somebody who's got a grasp, or had, I should say, a grasp of the English language. It's amazing, and I'm trying to figure out though, because I tell you, when it comes to reading, and for me writing the same way, it's all about the story, right? Because there's people out there that get a big old boner over like reading the descriptiveness of something, right? It's like the oak tree with the coming up the bark and the light gray and the black, and I'm just like, who gives a shit? It's a tree. I know what a tree looks like. Let's get on with the story. So that's the one thing so far I haven't figured out what the story is going. So if the story isn't pushing along, it doesn't really matter to me. And they can describe the shit out of everything. I don't care. That's just me though. That's me. Yeah. That's why I'm not invited to book clubs. I'm not a very good book reviewer. Yeah, that fucking sucks. Let's go to the next book.
You wouldn't go if you were invited.
I wouldn't.
You just. What?
I'd actually be a little upset they even asked me.
Oh, you just ginned that up to be bitchy. Elton John. Well, they never asked me to do that. Would you go? No.
I should be very Groucho Marx. Do I really want to be in a club that would have me?
Yeah, well, oh God, that is so. Well, I think that's going to be a common thing about. Well, anybody, comics are notoriously like.
Oh, they're not joiners.
But, they do like to hang out with each other.
Hanging out with each other is fun, to a degree. If I can say this much. If the other comedians, when you hang out with comics that actually have discussions, it's a hell of a lot of fun. When you hang out with one that is on, like always on all the time, it is horrible. Because I've had a few people that been doing stand-up for quite some time, and a few of them it's just always on, and you're just like, look man, we're off stage, come on, I mean we're having fun, but I don't need to hear your freaking set.
Yeah. And
they'll just, everything is and it's just like, oh shit, this is terrible, man.
Can you think of a modern day, or fairly modern day, it doesn't have to be an alive comedian, that would have been that way? Who would have been that way? Like a same on and off like that? Can you think of? Because
to be honest with you, most people that make it pretty big, they're not like that. It's the people that are a lot more insecure, that are a lot lower. It's like the people on my level. Yes, there's a lot of that are, if you're really insecure.
Yeah, that's probably a trait that actually weeds you out.
Yeah. No, it does, because after a while, it's like, when you hear that, and there's a difference between somebody who is just funny, and they're just saying shit that's funny, as opposed to somebody who's on. Yeah. And when it's on, and it's one thing to be on if you're in front of, but just when you're hanging out. But you're right, I think it weeds out most people, because, what I saw when I did a lot more stand-up is that people like that would kind of shoot up pretty quick. They'd get like a lot of gigs because they were kind of sort of, I don't know, I can't say hacky, but they weren't the most original people. And they shot up really early, and it kind of pissed you off about, well, first of all, art ain't fair. But you're like, what the fuck is that guy doing up? Whatever. But then the good ones are the ones that really came on later, and because they wrote better material, and they actually were looking for the longevity of it.
True. A
lot of them just wanted to be king of the coffee shop And yeah. I remember I was thinking, like, who wants to be the king of this shithole? It's like, what? They do like this. I knew people that did the same 5 minutes for years, just so they could stand by the door at the end of the night and have people go, man, you were funny, because it's just 5 minutes that they knew worked.
Yeah.
But they did it I mean, literally years and years and years. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad, you know. But they would do that shit. It was crazy. It was nuts.
I think it was. I don't know which one of the two parties told the story, but you know who Albert Brooks is? Like, yeah,
He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah, like real funny. Just
What's that?
sketch.
What's the one that he did? He did for.
He did one called Mother with Betty.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
But he also
man.
did the other one where he and his wife went, to live the American dream.
Yeah.
I can't remember what.
I don't know his entire catalog.
Yeah, but what's the other one where he died? I love the one where he died and went to heaven, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's so funny because they go to these past life regressions, and everybody else is like a queen or a king or something like that, and it goes to him and he's getting chased by natives. I mean, it's like he's got every bad past life regression you could ever imagine.
Oh.
Yeah, but go ahead. What about Albert? Because he did a lot of SNL stuff early on too.
Yeah. But I mean, evidently he was working on something with Steve Martin, and at one point Steve Martin said to him, "My God, are you always on?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Steve Martin said that to him.
Man, because Steve
And
Martin.
it kind of crushed him. Like,
oh, really?
Well, yeah, for his,
Because he loves Steve Martin.
Yeah, for Steve Martin to say, like, man, are you...
Steve Martin's a guy that's not always on. I mean,
no,
he's a big art collector.
He's a serious guy.
Yeah, he's a big... My friend Dan...
He's a hell of a banjo player,
he's
too.
Great. I think my friend Dan Rizzi either has... He's bought a piece of his, or he's hung out with him, or something. Dan's got a bunch of these folks, but... He said that guy's like really he is real well versed and he wrote that. He did write a comic book. He wrote a comedian book about the way he came up, and it was really good. I mean, it was awesome.
You
Man.
say he's a smart cat.
Yeah, he is, man. He totally is.
The cruel shoes.
Oh yeah. A friend of mine. He opened up. Remember back when he was I think he was probably the first comedian. And I could be wrong about this, but wasn't he like the first comedian that became like a rock star, kinda? When he was playing when he did King Tut and all that stuff. I mean, because he started his own thing.
Him and Richard Pryor would have been the two.
Oh yeah,
major.
Yeah, I think he was probably even bigger than Pryor as far as
I guess
far as selling out concerts.
Yeah, appealing to like Richard Pryor there were limits to who he could appeal to when he was at his peak of like filth and raunch and like hilarity.
Oh yeah,
because that's when he was funniest.
Oh yeah,
when he was just filthy,
And the thing is,
filthy and like.
I remember somebody go, "I can't believe he's so dirty." I go, "Dirty?" I go, "His mother was a prostitute. His grandmother ran the brothel. I mean, that's what he was raised around. I mean, like, what are you talking about? This is how the guy." And on top of that. He never cussed, because I know a lot of people that on their act will cuss for cuss sake, just to get a cheap laugh. Pryor, that was just him.
No, he knew how to. No, yeah. I mean, it's a real skill.
It is.
It's a real skill to that, being able to curse. We'll have a comedy podcast someday. But for now, let's get this. Let's get the music rolling. How long have we been on?
I digress so bad. We have been on for 12 hours and 14 minutes.
Now seems like 14 hours.
For 12 minutes. For 12 minutes.
Well, that's about right. That's enough rambling.
Yeah. I've got a guy right now keeps writing me, texting me to call me Brittany. I keep telling him I'm not Brittany. He goes, "Are you sure?" I don't know. Let me check.
Well, why don't we answer it like, well, maybe I am. What's it worth to you? I mean, just say that, maybe.
Oh, no, he says, "I apologize. Someone on our website registered using this name. I'm assuming I was contacting the right person." I'm going to write back, "You might be."
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
Let's start with a...
That's right. Raconteurista is really a podcast about music. And I am a hijacker. I hijack it. Back to me.
I would say that was a mutual hijacking right there.
No,
it's just, but enough's enough. Let's call in the dogs on that.
All right. Okay.
And let's go to, because one thing I thought, might help us out here.
What?
Well, you pour and I'll talk.
What?
Jesus, can I just please have some uninterrupted mic time? You know how I love to talk. So we're
whatever. Man, just start. I was waiting.
Okay, here, what do I sold the man with the bloody scalp. So, category. I got some categories for us. These are good ones. These are gonna be good ones about
All right.
mind blowing. I'm gonna get. You're going first.
I am.
Category is best surprise. And this is going to be, I would say, let's say live. Let's say live. Let's say the best surprise would
Well, yeah,
be
it'd have to be
somebody
live.
that you had never seen before. You weren't expecting to see them.
I think I told you this one.
Got to see them.
I already told you this one because there's a reason Dave and I don't talk as much during the week.
Yeah.
Is because we start doing this shit. Okay, I'll have to tell you, best surprise for something, and it's kind of a tie. It's kind of a tie, but I'll go with the first one. Best surprise is a guy named Ronnie Dawson, the blonde bomber. And I told you about this, that Don and I went to a birthday in Dallas for this guy, and he was a promoter, and he had, for his birthday, he had an Al-TNT Bragg as the headliner, and he's kind of a deal in the R&B world, right? And so Donna knew this guy, and a lot of them were like in this age range where they all knew Al-TNT Bragg, so they went to his birthday party to have fun, but everybody was like, and Al-TNT Bragg's playing. And I was like, and I kind of know who he is a little bit. I go, hey, that's cool. It's a real small place. It'll be fun. So we go there, but before Al-TNT comes out, this guy comes out. I mean, I don't know if they even said his name, to be honest with you. He came out on stage, real small club, and I'd say he looks like Ichabod Crane. He's got this blonde hair that he's got combed straight up, and it's kind of like a mullet, kind of like a little bit of a mullet. He's got a Budweiser Gimme t-shirt that's got like half a zipper, sort of like your thing, like this Budweiser Gimme shirt. He's got jeans that he has cut off just at the knees, right? And then he has on white, like those Walmart Velcro shoes, and white socks just pulled up here, comes out with a guitar and has a band behind him and just starts playing the most badass rockabilly music I've ever heard in my whole life. And he's got his guitar plugged in, so it's wireless. So he starts doing it, and he starts singing all this stuff, and he starts monkey beat, start doing this stuff, and starts running through the crowd. And the crowd was like, what the hell? I mean, this guy is running through the crowd, playing stuff, and then jumping back up and singing and doing all this crazy. And I mean, the whole place was just blown away. Just, who is this guy? And I mean, I guess the guy that booked it knew who he was, but nobody else did. And we were like, and he plays like probably, I don't know, probably maybe 30 minutes, maybe, not even that long. Finishes up, and everybody's like, oh my God, who in the hell is this guy? And he finishes up. Then right after that, Al-TNT Bragg comes out. He comes out by himself with backing music, recorded backing music, and starts to sing. And man, you saw the whole place go, fuck this guy. I mean, it was just like, so I found out who Ronnie Dawson was. Come to find out, he lived in Dallas, and he was a big rockabilly guy as an early kid. He played at the Sportatorium, and it's called the Blonde Bomber, and he got caught up in the payola scheme. He wound up signing with Dick Clark, and then the payola hit, and his career was just shattered out, right?
Wow.
So he did some recording, but nothing big. And I guess right before this happened, around the time that I saw him, and maybe a little bit before that, somebody in Europe got a hold of his music and just goes, wow, this rockabilly, because rockabilly is so much bigger, like especially in the Scandinavian countries, American rockabilly is so huge. Got a hold of it, found out who it was, called him up and said, hey, Ronnie, this is so-and-so. We want you to come and play some music. He goes, yeah, right, and just hung up on him, right? And the guy comes back and goes, no, really, I'm a big fan. We like this. And Ronnie was like, what? And this is like, 30 years after he recorded anything. And he thought there was a joke, but they're like, no, we want you to come over. And so he went over to Europe, and he became a big hit. And so we got lucky enough, after we saw him that time, I saw him a number of times in Dallas. And every time, that dude was probably, when he played there, he was probably 65 when he was doing that. And every time I would see him, he would run through the crowd. He would do stuff. I mean, the guy was just freaking phenomenal. So that was one of the ones that I saw that no clue, no idea. And to this day, and I got to see his final performance. He did the old custom car show that Wertheimer puts on for the Continental Club, the cool car. He played his last show there, and something was going on because he was playing, and people were like up on stage, kind of crying and everything, and I didn't understand what was going on. And when he went off stage, people were hugging him and crying and everything. I was like, what? Come to find out, he had terminal cancer, and the best thing I ever did is I wrote a story about that final show. I wrote a story on it, and I just sent it to his wife because he died, and I just sent it to his wife, and she loved it so much she put it up on their website.
Oh, that's
I was like, wow, that meant a lot to me.
I'm sure.
And then a local music writer went and stole part of it and published it and said it was his work.
There will be payback.
So I'm like, you're stealing from me? It's like, good Lord.
They steal from the best.
Well, yeah, whatever. Slow day in the newsroom, I guess. But that was probably my.
Was it Corky?
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
I knew that guy was a rat.
Yeah. That's exactly what. And I like the guy.
Have you ever met him?
I met him once.
You still like him?
Yeah, he was okay when I met him. Oh, there's a plane going overhead, so we apologize. Dave and I record everything for you on podcast land. We record everything outside here, so.
Oh man, dang old black helicopter, run!
So yeah, that's who stole part of it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was like, really?
You dirty rat.
But that was my most. I've been surprised at a lot of other things, and I'll go into those. But that's the one that blew me away. Just because I guess when I went back and then read his story and found out what he'd been through and all this stuff, and the guy was just nice as heck, a great guy, and a hell of a musician, and just freaking, awesome. So that was mine.
I've always heard good things about him.
Yeah.
He played here a lot. I don't think I saw him. I might have. I should have.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys I took for granted I would always get to see, and then didn't.
Now he's okay. So that was mine, and I've got other ones, and I'll come back to him here. We'll go back and forth, but I would like to hear Dave. Dave, just off the top of my head, what's been your most surprising thing? And I'm like you. I'm like, let's stick with live because we're live guys. We're into live music.
Yeah.
This is what the worst about this freaking pandemic is not being able to go see live music.
Yeah, at least we can talk about it.
Yeah, but so who really just you were like, what the hell? This is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be. So it's about. It's 2011.
Oh my God!
New Orleans.
Should I put some?
Effects.
Some.
The time is. The year is 2011. The city is New Orleans. The setting is the House of Blues. The House of Blues is in the French Quarter. It's a great, great venue.
House of Blues are great venues. Period. I know that Aykroyd started them, but my friend Lamar Sorrento does like tons of their artwork.
So this is about 2011. I wasn't living in New Orleans then. I was out down there with my friend.
You weren't?
I wasn't. This is before. It was before that. And I was down there with my friend Carrie, and she had houses there. And one night, saw a flyer under the windshield wiper. It was for a band called Tenarwin.
Oh, I've seen them. They were amazing.
Yeah. Tenarwin's a band from Mali. They're like these Tuareg, nomadic, tribal people, and a lot of them. There's a real musical culture, and you can hear like it's it's really groove.
How do you pronounce
oriented.
their name again?
Tuareg is the way I say it, but it could probably not the way they say it.
Yeah.
It's real sort of. Well, who's a Mali? Ali Farka Touré would be a guy from Mali. Ry Cooder went down there and did a record with him, and he's considered like it's remarkably similar to somebody like John Lee Hooker. A real all that kind of trance-inducing.
Yeah, when I heard it, it was like Middle Eastern blues music.
Yeah, it's like that.
Blew me away. But go ahead.
And so they were.
So you had no idea who the hell they were, right?
I knew who they were.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew them. I'd never seen them, but I'd heard the songs on the radio. So I was like, and it was just like in 2 days I was still going to be there. And I said, hey, Carrie, let's go see this. And so I went and got the tickets, and we went, you know, and there was an opening band, and it was Sophie Hunger, but I think she's I should know this. She's Swiss or Swedish or something, so it's Sophie Unger.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't know. I had no idea who this was, and I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, what's the? And,
Yeah, I'm like you, whatever.
and then she comes out, and it's just her and like, I mean, it's odd instrumentation. It's her and like there's a guy on like playing a cello, and like, you know, there's another guy that I think maybe he's doing keyboard. You know, like the other musicians, it's all acoustic, and the other musicians do, you know, like I guess various instruments. You know,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
harp. There's a harp. You know,
Oh,
harp.
really?
When do you ever go see a band with a harp and stuff?
That's a,
Except for that stupid polyphonic spree, and man, I got the fuck out of there as soon as I could.
I liked Polyphonic one time.
I liked them for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I saw him open up for David Bowie, and then David Bowie came out and played with him. It was pretty cool. But I get what you're saying.
And so she comes out, you know, and that's the instrumentation. It's like her,
Sophie Unger.
Sophie Unga, and she might have. I guess she played. I think she played something. You know, they were like.
She played with your heart.
She really did play with my heart. And I was like, oh man, this is great. Because, you know, Tanarwin is like, Tanarwin, after seeing them, I've realized that one analogy for Tanarwin, it would be like if the Allman Brothers were from like the Saharan Desert.
Yes, yes.
Because it's like it's this jammy, drony, kind of real hypnotic.
And did they have that one guy, when I saw them, they had one guy that, I'm not sure one guy even played anything. He was just up there just kind of dancing around, just sort of like, I mean, I just remember one guy was dancing around. It was awesome.
You know, they wear veils.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and I mean, you really do get the picture of like a caravan of camels going across the desert.
yeah.
It really is, and you just feel dusty and hot, you know.
I saw them in Sweden, and I felt the same way.
Yeah, they take that mood wherever they go, which
Yeah.
is an amazing thing about them. And so I was like, well, that's what I was in the mood for. I didn't want to see some, whatever this is going to be. And it did start out like, and I thought, oh God, it's like cabaret music or something.
Hey,
You know, it's
what's
just-
wrong with that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot if you're not being force fed it.
Hey, come on, man. Xanadu, come on. What the hell, man?
And then she started to sing. And then I realized it was, and she had just a total, like just ice goddess kind of vibe. Like no real emotion, just like, you know,
Bjork?
who was, what?
Like Bjork? No, Bjork has
Uh,
emotion.
She's really emotional. No, I'm talking about somebody like, I never saw her, but like Nico of the Velvet Underground or something like that.
From what I gather,
Ice
Nico
goddess.
was very much like this.
Yeah.
I'll see myself.
Very, you know, Northern European, kind of that
Yeah.
Scandinavian thing. And she had that going on, but she was smoldering intensity. And these songs, which were very weird. I mean, they were like cabaret, some of them.
Yeah.
But then some of them were just, I mean, you could hear the deep kind of, I mean, I got a deep kind of mystical vibe off of these.
That was the
songs.
crowd into it like that same way?
Yeah, I mean, the people were quiet. And I
Yeah.
mean, because this was kind of quiet, you know, this was
Yeah.
like almost a chamber music kind of
Yeah.
thing. Although you know, the first song was kind of slow and sort of, you know, like a little slow, but like I could just see, I was like, if she keeps this up, like she's in front of a crowd that's like primed for something else, and she's delivering some kind of, you know, some kind of Northern European chamber music. I mean, like you got to run with this, you know, like, you know.
Oh, yeah, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, she slowly just won everybody over because the songs became, like every song was a little more intense.
Oh, really?
And she
I've
became,
never heard of her.
and she
Never.
became a little more dramatic.
Uh-huh.
And the music became a little wilder.
Wow.
Until the end, I was like, I was like, fucking force of nature.
Wow.
Force of nature, you know. And And I was just completely blindsided. I mean, because at one point I was convinced she was looking right at me. Direct transmission is being received. I really did. And my friend Carrie, who was with me, she said, I think she was looking at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we were really close to, and I mean, her thing was to be very...
Eye contact?
Yeah, she just had a... And then, I mean, yeah, they probably played 45 minutes.
What?
Of this
opening?
Wild, just... I mean, I don't know, you ever listen to like the Bulgarians Women's Choir or any of these?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah, that Bulgarians Women's Choir, that brings it home for me.
Yeah.
You know, right after I put on some Minutemen and some replacements, and then Bulgarian Women's Choir, it brings it home. All my boys, we all listen to that shit, man.
It's BGH.
We listen to that shit, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. I figured you were.
I love that. I love the analogy. So, you know, it's like the Bulgarians Women's Choir. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, like the Bulgarians Women's Choir, for those of you who obviously don't know who it is.
For those of you, I think it's for all of you. for all of our listeners, I would love to, if anybody writes in and says they know, don't go to freaking Google, but if you actually know the Bulgarians Women's Choir, before Dave said it, let me know that. I would love to know that.
I'd like to know that.
I would love to know that.
I'd
love to know that. Yeah.
Because every once in a blue moon, I run into somebody that knows who that is. And
How many blue moons have there been?
But anyway, so they have odd tonalities in their
Yeah.
music. Like it's like, do you remember the Roaches? Remember that band?
I do remember that. But
Or is that, you know, is that too esoteric? Am I stepping on somebody's little sensitive toes about not having the... I mean, is that too much? If I say Robert Fripp, are you going to just like blow a fucking gasket, man?
Oh no, I think prog rock sucks.
But anyway, so the music of Sophie Unger has these odd, like, you know, because the other people, there were two guys, I'm pretty sure it was just two guys, they sang harmonies, but man, it wasn't like the Doobie Brothers harmonies, it was just like this. So anyway, Sophie Unger, man, I mean, she was, I would say, I mean, the word I came away thinking was just audacious. Like,
Yeah.
talk about coming out and just fucking owning it.
Mhm.
Like coming out and grabbing an audience and just kind of you know, swaying them.
Yeah.
Your spell. I mean, she really was like, it was really, like I say, I got that weird mystic vibe, like she was casting some witchy kind of spell, you know, it was super.
Did you make your pants tight?
Huh?
Did you make your pants tight?
Pants are always tight.
I mean, tight like the Bulgarian women's chorus makes your pants tight.
Like tight in the front, baby. Cucumber tight. Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights tight. I think you know what I mean.
If you don't know what he means, go watch the Bulgarians Women's Choir and you know what we're talking about.
I mean, call me weird because I get a boner over the Bulgarians Women's Choir. You never been to Bulgaria, so what the fuck do you know?
Weird's not the word. Sad, lonely, desperate.
I don't know those.
But did you find out more about Sophie after you left? You're like me. I always, if I leave and somebody I freak out on, I go try to do research and figure out who the hell they are.
Well, to use the vernacular of New Orleans, I'm glad you asked me that. Because right after the show, we went down to Frenchman Street. It's the Spotted Cat. Oh, it's a famous place where they just do like acoustic old-timey kind of,
Yeah.
you know, clarinets and ragtime. And there was a good band there, and they came down there. They showed up.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. And like they tried to set in with the band, and it was fish out of water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were just completely like, you know. I mean, I'm not saying they weren't bad. I'm just saying, but that if you don't play that kind of music, because the New Orleans music has another kind of, it's a unique beat wise. Like, you know, my drummer friends will always say there is a thing called a New Orleans beat.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
And so they were sort of, you could say they were trying to feel their way into it, but it was a kind of a mix mash. And then I went and talked to her, and and I mean, she was, I mean, compared to what on stage, she just sort of looked like she was just a person in front of me talking.
Yeah.
But, I mean, on stage, she was like a freaking, like Hela.
Yeah.
Like Hela goddess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not a, but Asgard.
Yeah.
She was like a Valkyrie or something. Some kind of, Yeah.
A Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Another big word. That's awesome. I love it.
Let me know when I need to break out the thesaurus. Oh, do you know what a thesaurus is? Do I need to say that book of words that says what other words mean?
It would help me. If you want to spoon feed it, I'll take it.
Hey, can we be like the Siskel and Ebert of our time? I mean, is that too grandiose? Am I being too grandiose?
I don't know. Grandiose is the right word. Delusional, maybe. That's
Okay,
that's
look, we're gonna keep rolling.
All right. Okay. So
You got a category?
no, actually, I like the category that you've got here. I've got another one I can throw in here that is.
No, let's go to another category.
No.
Another cat. One story. One cat.
No. I want one more surprise story. One more surprise story.
Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, you see who's trying to keep the train on the track. And
Well, no, there's a train on the track. It's all there.
I'm Casey Jones, and you're like Dudley.
I'm just riding the caboose
Dudley.
going, hey, fucker.
What's his name?
You know?
Snidely Whiplash?
Yes. Tying her up on this track.
Okay. All right, lay it on me.
Do you have another surprise story? Just want to make sure that it's a back and forth.
I don't.
You don't?
I'll store one up for later. I'll put.
No, it's okay.
No, do it.
No, it's all right. No.
You are not going to get passive aggressive with me and pull this
No.
bullshit again.
Yeah.
We're going to have this out.
Again?
We're going to have this.
Again?
Let's just have it out online.
Again? Really? Okay. Let's have it out. Let's have it out with a little bit of...
Brian, please tell me the story.
No, fuck you.
Please.
No, we're done.
Please.
No, we're done.
We're codependent, done.
We're done. We're done. No.
Come on.
No.
Don't be that way.
Oh man, I sound like the biggest pussy, and I'm
Yeah,
probably
no. Yes. Falling into my trap.
Dude, I sound like the biggest pussy.
You know what you need?
What?
You need the snake tape brand tank creeper. Tank crimper.
You need tank crimper.
You need your tank.
You need tank crimp.
You need your.
You
You know
tank
what?
crimped.
Ain't nothing little mezcal on a tank
And a
crimper.
tank
won't
crimper
cure.
can't solve. Get you out of your little pushy them there, boy.
Yeah, you in a mood, boy.
We're gonna take that crip. We're gonna crip that tank right up there on you and get you back on tracks.
That's a truly disturbing persona you just manifested right there. I want to say.
It's a tank cripper. Tank cripper. Okay,
All right, tell me the
real
story.
Quick. Here's the yin to your yang.
Ooh, I love it.
All right, you're talking about this operatic, cabaret, Bulgarian women influenced world. One time I took my daughter. She wanted to see the monkeys. In Dallas.
Wow.
This has been like 88, 89, 90, something like that. And so she wanted to go see the monkeys. I mean, it wasn't even the monkeys, right? Because Michael Nesmith isn't with them. Which, by the way, I thought the monkeys when I grew up were just, I thought that wanted to make me to be a rock and roller. I thought you lived in a house that everything was wacky and, there'd be like little sounds every time you do something like doink, all that stuff. And like you could, push your bed down a busy street. That's just what you did, right? But she wants to go see it, but Michael Nesmith's hidden in there. So I'm like, well, if not Michael Nesmith, if you don't have all four of them, who gives a shit, right? So, but it's at this outdoor theater. So I go take him, whatever. And I see, I don't know who the opening band is, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I see who it is. It's Weird Al Yankovic, right? And I only knew Weird Al from like Dr. Demento, right? Some stuff. And it's like, okay, whatever. He came out, and I swear to God, I have never seen anybody put on such a friggin' show. That guy was unfreaking believable. I would have never thought that Weird Al Yankovic, every song he did was a show in itself. Every song was a show in itself. he acted like he was playing like Carnegie Hall or something, man. Instead, it's a bunch of little kids like my daughter that's out there, and Weird Al doesn't give a shit. It's like, I'm going for this stuff. I mean, he blew my mind. He had a most badass band behind him. He obviously is like accordion player, right? But he picked out a killer band. They just rocked it, man. I mean, it was like one of these things where you're like, and then the Monkees came out, and they sucked. They were like a bad Branson, Missouri act. I mean, it was terrible. I didn't expect much from them. Oh my God, they were so far below that bar. But Weird Al Yankovic was incredible.
Wow, that's weird. That is really something. Did he have a band?
Yes, he had a great band with him. And the next time I saw Weird Al, I was in L.A. and I went and saw this crazy show at the Palladium. The opening guy was Bob Log III. If you ever know Bob Log, he comes in a onesie zipper, wears a motorcycle helmet, has a phone put into the mask of the motorcycle helmet, and he sings through the phone. And what he does, and he plays guitar, and he has a drum machine, and he plays guitar. He's amazing. Bob Log opens it up. Bob Log. Then R.L. Burnside comes out.
Wow.
R.L. Burnside comes out, kicks ass. Then the headliner's John Spencer's Blues Explosion. Comes out. At the end of the night, all of them come back out with John Spencer to play. And also I look up and go, the hell's Weird Al Yankovic up on stage? Weird Al's up on stage with an accordion with these guys playing this crazy blues music, and it works. It works perfectly. And I found out later on the reason he was there, he was the director of their video, is what it was. That's why they had Weird Al. He's a big director of videos. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. That's great, man.
So that was my yin to your yang.
I love hearing that.
That was my yin to your yang right there. So we have Ronnie Dawson, Sophie Ungar, and Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic. Okay, I got one.
Okay, all right.
I got one. You ain't gonna believe this.
Oh, wait, hold on. I will believe it. You want to know why?
Hold on about
Because I trust you. I trust you. Let's do a trust exercise. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall over backwards. I'll catch you from here. Yeah, that's right. I'm Reed Richards.
Hey man, if I had that sort of ability, you know what I would stretch out? Not my fucking arm.
You think?
What appendage would I stretch out?
Did you say appendix?
That
would be the weirdest.
No, it's an
Look
appendage.
down appendix.
It's an appendage.
Appendi. It's called appendices when I do it.
What the fuck is that? It's my gallbladder. It's been extended out. I'm Robert Reed, and this is my gallbladder.
Speaking of physical bodily names, I got it.
What?
This is another New Orleans story because New Orleans is the kind of place you could easily be surprised by random acts of everything from violence to poetry to music.
I love that. From violence to poetry.
It was my birthday, man, and this is when I was living there, and my friend and I just met this awesome guy.
By the way, real quick, how long did you live in New Orleans?
4 years, maybe. And I met this awesome, this British guy and his American girlfriend used to come to our comedy shows. His name is Finn Crowther, and he was like,
Liz
Finn Crowther.
Was he the director of the Bulgarians Women Choir?
Could be. Pretty smart guy.
Yeah. You have to be smart.
He lived in Wimbledon, so.
He lived in Wimbledon?
He was there to like kind of study music.
Wimbledon's really a town?
He just was, well, it's a place.
No, okay.
Yeah, like Rosingberg Hill or whatever. I don't know what all the places in. The East District side, Uthorium. I don't know.
Uthorium? Dave, your grasp of words is killing me. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Uthorium.
The Uthorium.
Uthorium. That sounds like something that hurt me.
It's my birthday, and he's a piano player into jazz music. Like anytime I say something, I could say something about Oscar Peterson. He's like, well, it's not really like that, you know. So I learned a lot of like kind of bitchy jazz lessons from him.
And be an asshole.
No, he wasn't. He's man, I love the Brits. And if we got any British Lions forever, and
oh no, yeah. Okay.
Can we? Don't come on. Let me go.
What?
What were you gonna say?
Oh no.
You're gonna roll.
No. Far be it from me to ever interject something out of context.
Here's what happened. So it's my birthday.
Because I would never do that.
And I had
Ever.
nobody.
I just want everybody to know I would never, ever, ever do that.
God, this is tedious right here. I'm laboring now.
You done?
It's like
Because I'll take over.
chooka 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 feed that. And so he was, oh, it's your birthday. Well, we were going to see a show at this was another place on Frenchman Street, which is the place in New Orleans, like 3 blocks where you can see like just jaw popping music any night of the week.
Yeah.
It's just this place, you know. It's like, God damn it, I'll miss it now. And
Sure.
this was kind of a jazzier club, but we went to see this guy, and the guy's name, I'm not kidding, Dick Hyman. Guy's name, Dick Hyman.
Was that a stage name?
No, the guy's name's Richard Hyman,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
and he was like an 83-year-old
What?
stride pianist.
What does stride pianist mean?
Well, stride is a kind of style. I mean, it's the big.
Dr. John. I mean, Professor Longhair sort of stuff.
Yeah, Professor Longhair would be like a good, like more
Thelonious,
crude
maybe?
example of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, Thelonious, but not as this guy. This
I
guy
know.
wasn't.
I know. Longhair had these.
Yeah.
Like
This
NBA
is the stride
figures.
thing is like, you know, I think it's about like keeping these kind of wide intervals and just playing, you know, I could be talking out my ass, but I think.
Oh, really?
Professor Longhair would be
Come
an
on.
example of stride piano, and so would like somebody like McCoy Tyner, but this guy, it was just him, man. This guy's like 80 years old, lives in New York, comes down there, you know, comes out just, you know, nice proper suit, maybe a hat, comes out, sits at a grand piano they got there, and it's just a grand piano on stage in a small club. There's 100 people. You know, like supper club, and we're up in the balcony. This guy, you know, I'm antsy because it's like, oh man, there's not going to be a jam, there's not going to be a bass solo, there's not going to be like, wah, you know. And so
You look out there and go, there's no amps on that stage.
yeah,
I don't know if I want to stick around.
Man, it's piano.
It's like me to
Well, they'll load something in. And so he comes out, and this guy, I mean, he played 90 minutes, I guess. Fucking mesmerizing.
Really?
Played like the American playbook of standards, just in this, this style where you're like, you didn't miss anything.
Wow.
There was you didn't need drums, you did bass, guitar, you needed nothing. But this guy, his 10 fingers on a fucking 88 keys.
Really?
And I mean, just like, you know, everything, you know, these stuff I don't know about, like, you know, who are the famous kind of 2 guys, you know, like these famous old Tin Pan Alley sort of Heart and
Voice and Heart?
those kind of guys, and then even the more pop, yeah, those are, you know, but they were like
Lieber and
these-
Stoller and
no
Hoagie
You know,
Carmichael?
that kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Fly me to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
But this guy would just instrumentals, and he would play like.
Oh, he didn't sing?
No.
Oh, okay.
And he would play "Fly Me
Don't
to the
get
Moon,"
mad at
and
me
you're
because
like,
I asked that question. God.
well, just come
Dave.
on, man.
Jeez, Dave.
Be
I'm just trying to be involved. Jesus.
And like, no. I mean, like, how the fuck, man? Can you do that? How can you be that good?
Some people, man.
You know?
So
there you go.
I love that one. And his name was what?
Dick Hyman.
Dick Hyman.
Dick
Oh my
Hyman,
God.
ladies and gentlemen.
So that's what we pulled through this time. We've had Ronnie Dawson,
Ronnie Dawson.
Sophie Unga,
Good.
Rudolph Yankovic,
Did I think of it?
Dick Hyman.
Dick Hyman.
How I will challenge any YouTube podcast to cover that breadth.
Yeah.
I would challenge. I accept the challenge.
The spectrum.
Big spectrum. So, by the way, I don't know if we told anybody this, but last week it was raining. So it was pretty gnarly,
Yeah,
and
raining.
we couldn't get in and do a show. So Dave and I are, because we're true consummate professionals, we're pulling a double duty today. It means double liquor, double snake tank references, double the fun. We're like the Doublemint twins here.
It's going to be like a episode of. It's going to be like Anthony Bourdain without the food.
I remember the liquor. I know. Fucking Bourdain.
My favorite.
Man, I think everybody's the same way. Because, did you ever read his book, Kitchen Confidential?
Fuck yeah, that's how I first found out about
Well, I
it.
have to admit, I didn't know about him. Don had read it. I hadn't. And then I did read it. And just, I get why cooks are like, kind of like that. I mean, it's like a show every night. But I mean, what he did and the way he wrote, and then when he brought it to television, it was just so cool. I mean, you know, there's certain people you see and you're like, I'd love to hang out with that person. That would be a fun person to hang out with. And I think and I had people from so many different folks when he killed himself that were just like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be. I mean,
Well, that's all. That was my first. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I mean,
No.
and it was like, I mean, you've got, I've got every, because he just seemed like so much fun to hang out with. Just such a blast.
I'm watching the Cooks tour again. You know, the first show they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And oh man.
Have you seen? Is that the one where he actually Gordon Ramsay's on one of his first ones?
Yeah.
And I remember watching that, and he goes, "Yeah, this guy Gordon, he really is something else back in the kitchen." And he just, what's amazing is that guy. And I think he ramps it up a little bit for television, but he was that same way in that kitchen on that show.
Oh,
He was like
Gordon Ramsay.
cussing everybody out, and
Yeah.
getting all pissed off, and
He
you know.
does seem like a bit of a.
Oh, I couldn't work. You know.
Anthony, so look, there's 2 times that I've cried when a celebrity died.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the second one was Anthony Bourdain. That guy meant a lot to me, man. I was like,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's just so fucking ironic because you know, if you'd have asked me, like, just is there somebody who's like doing exactly what you want to do in the world
Yeah.
that you would trade places with immediately?
Yeah.
The only person I would really say, I think, is like Anthony Bourdain.
Would be me. Oh, what? Who?
Anthony, the guy we're talking about.
No, I know what you mean. Hey, don't roll your fucking eyes. Don't roll your fucking eyes at me. What the hell? No, I know
love
what
your dog.
I know what you
Mom.
mean.
Hey, Brian. hit me.
My
Oh,
dog.
Brian's dog's going
My
blind.
dog just went blind.
God, that makes me an asshole,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever.
No. You're
It's
an
good
asshole.
for
You're
a
asking
laugh.
before that. It's okay.
Wow. Did you just make that up? Jesus Christ. I've never heard that before. Really? Somebody says, does that make me an asshole? I'm like, no, you're an asshole. Live for that. Yeah, that's great. Oh.
No, but you're right about Bourdain. You
Yeah.
thought, now granted, we're getting our, opinion of him through television, but it looked
Yeah.
like he wasn't faking it. He was having.
No, I think you kind of saw what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I guess he killed himself. I don't know, that
Well,
girl or whatever. I mean, so it's like, God dang.
Here's the
man.
thing about that. Like after the proper time of grieving and not being able to watch it, and you start going back through his,
And you see.
you hear him talk over and over about, like, openly talking about suicide or making some
really?
reference to like yeah, if I die now, or like, this would be a good place to like.
Really?
Yeah. It's just he sprinkles these kind of because
And I've heard people say that they said that he talked about it a lot.
he was
More.
he's a dark guy. I mean,
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
a
Well, yeah.
he actively liked dark elements.
Well, yeah. I mean,
like
and that's usually what it is. I mean, there's a high to that low. I mean,
yeah.
and
But Jesus Christ, man! If there's anybody in the world, I thought Act really had it made.
oh no, I agree with you 1,000%, man. I mean, that was a gut punch. Do I think anybody who enjoys what he did? He enjoyed eating, he enjoyed drinking, he enjoyed entertainment, he enjoyed just living life. And I mean, it's like one of these things, like, we're always like, I mean, that's why we drink in here, because it's fun. And we eat food. And by the way, Donna made pozole today.
Ka-ching!
Yeah.
Oh,
made
it's going to be a
pozole.
special day here at the Chocobra. Chicobra. Oh
Chicobra.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard for me to say.
Yeah, we got some pozole after all this, man. So
Yeah, baby.
yeah, so my wife always makes us a little something up in
Yeah.
here. And
Oh
so,
yeah, a little line yap.
Oh yeah. So
Aye.
but it was like it just and that's what, back to this pandemic, that's what I miss. It's like going out and going to a restaurant and having a good mood and going and seeing some band and then running into somebody you don't know, and everybody enjoying the same experience and having a great time. I mean, it just and I'm like, it seemed like Anthony was just doing that. He was just into that. He was having a great time.
Yeah, I saw that just one episode where he was with this guy. He was in either Thailand or Vietnam. Well, he loved like Vietnam. He really loved
lived
Vietnam.
there for a year. I think he lived there for a year with his wife.
Well, he always talked about it because
he lived there for a year because he wanted to do. He loved it so much, and his wife that he got divorced from, and they would still remain friends. They lived there for a year with their kid. If I'm not wrong.
good for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was doing a thing where but he could have been. It might have been Thailand, could have been Vietnam. And he wound up with this, like, just a family somewhere, and they were making this big meal where everybody's just sitting on the ground and, like, but incredible, like, just, oh my God, all kind of interesting things that we never even would see. And, like, they had this homemade hooch,
Yeah.
some kind of booze.
Oh.
And they were all just, he's like, they're trying to drink me under the table,
Oh yeah.
In fact, there was a guy like 93 that had no teeth, and he's like, but that's the guy I'm scared of. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's just go out with Anthony. What time?
I know. Yeah, we're like around an hour here. We're coming up on an hour here. But I love one time he was out. He was eating something one time. They said they stopped at some little place that was in China somewhere, and they're eating, and the people go like something. They go, "It's squeezel. It's squeezel." That you're eating. He goes, "What is this?" He goes, "Squeezel." And he kept eating and whatever. Come to find out it was porcupine.
Wow.
That's what I love. Bourdain, but he just seemed like, and that's one thing I've always noticed at various jobs I've had, that if you say yes to going out and eating with people and doing something of their culture, you get so far. Because one time I had a job that it was at a company called NEC, and my particular area had people from mainland China, the Philippines, Taiwan. I'm trying to think here. There's a couple other spots here. A lot of Pacific Coast, Malaysia, all this stuff. And it came to lunch, and they go, "Hey, you want to go with us to one of our restaurants here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And there's other people working with me, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going. That sounds gross." And I can't tell you how many, by going and doing that stuff, I got exposed to so many great things.
Yeah, of course.
One time they took me to a hey, watch out, Dave. They took me to a dim sum, and I told them, I go, "Look, man, I know a dim sum. There's a white dim sum and there's an Asian dim sum. I go, I want the Asian dim sum." They go, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, that's what I want." I go, on one condition: if I order something, it's gross, you got to eat it, right? And they're like, okay. And so it went the same way every time. That other cart come over, and there was a cart with all these Asian girls I was with, and they'll bring this cart over, and they would say, this lady go, cha cha cha, and they go, ya ya ya, and they take it, and they look at me, and they go, cho cho, like say, "Give him this one," and the lady on the cart would do the same thing. She'd look at my friend and go, "Cha cha cha,"
Give it to him.
and my friend would go, "Cha ya," and she'd go, "Cha-ya," and like lay it down and like walk off rolling her eyes. Like, what the fuck, man? I mean, and I ate ginger chicken feet. You just cook it, eating the skin off. I mean,
sounds good.
I ate so many crazy things. And by the way, I apologize for my impression there, but that was what it sounded like to me.
Now, I was going to say the most impressive thing about that story, I didn't know you spoke Mandarin. Wow, Brian. Holy cow. I feel like I'm in Chinatown. In China, or at least a shitty Chinatown somewhere like, like the Wichita Chinatown.
A really white Chinatown.
Yeah, Wichita.
Chinatown in Cincinnati. It was actually Cincinnati. It was actually a Cincinnati.
The Salt Lake City Chinatown. That's where I feel like it was.
Salt Lake City, P.F. Chang.
Oh man, Wow. That's, Jesus Christ.
Can I paint a picture?
Yeah, a horrible picture. Horrible, like, Hieronymus Bosch on ketamine, kind of.
Did I go to the Chinese K-hole? I apologize.
Chinese K-hole. Wow, that's a... Can we just change some snake tank to Chinese K-hole?
I'll make a Chinese
like...
K-hole shirt next.
That'll bring in that. That's going to bring in that Pan Asian
market, that Pacific Rim market we've been shooting for. Okay, we're up here an hour. We're at an hour. So, I think good time to wrap it up. On my horribly horrible.
The more you talk about it, the worse it gets.
It's true.
That's
my
up.
life.
We'll take it. Wrap it up. Fade, Brian. Wrap it up. I'll take it. Just fade. Fade. When I say fade.
All right. We are going to wrap it up. But I got a little
special.
Not yet.
Wait, next
podcast.
Next episode. If you want to see what's in the... Wait.
What's in the black bag.
Look. This is going to be real sexy.
I won't show. I won't look.
Now watch.
Whoa! It's brown. I can see it's brown. I saw that much. All right. So to wrap up here, and to let you know, go to our YouTube channel, Raconteurista. Go to our podcast, Raconteurista, under Buzzsprout. But you can get it on Apple Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever you want to.
YouTube.
And now to say, we have a YouTube channel, Raconteurista. Go to there, check these out. Leave comments. I swear to God, we'll respond because we have no real life. So we will totally get back to you on anything. Talk to us if you want snake taint T-shirts, Raconteurista T-shirts, whatever you want. We'll do it. We're lovers. We care. So I think that. Oh, well, Facebook. You can get us on Facebook also. We have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
We're both ministers on the Facebook page. We can both.
I would have tuned out way before now, Brian.
I would have too. I'm already bored with me. I'm like, I suck. I'm sucking. Yeah. It's called Dead Air. I was on a podcast. Dave is acting like he's dead. Dave's as dead as his...
Oh, man. I had a terrible dream. I was on a never-ending podcast with you. Don't!
All right. That's it, kids. We're going to stop this one. We start another one because apparently we're gluttons for punishment. And we got nothing else to do in our in our lives. I apologize about
See y'all in a minute.
That's it. It is true. See you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.